Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Redundancy back again here with another video. In this video, which is actually going to be a live stream until I actually go process it afterwards and stuff and all that stuff. It's going to be an open chat, chit chat, open talk, various topics from survival to, well, creating or crafting. Alright, let me load up chat here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Hello, Yankees Outdoor Adventures and X-Ray Zoo. Hey guys. yes, Yankee, I'm live. No, I'm here. It's time to whip out my intro. And boom! Of course I'm here. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's doing okay. Just making sure my encoder's working for this. It should be coming out pretty good. Let me just check here. Should be coming in pretty good. And it seems alright. I can't hear it, but sure looks like my videos, it should be going well. Good enough. Okay. So I want to say special thanks to everyone that's been dropping by, being very supportive of the channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one that drops by, even if it's not during the live streams like right now. Maybe you're watching this afterwards, after it's been processed, or you're watching my more traditional videos, I guess, with normal or usual content, and you're dropping by on those, leaving you guys' likes, dislikes, I guess, too, your comments, and all of that awesome channel support. Thanks. So, how's everyone doing? Oh, whew. Yes, I'm here. Just catching up on the chat here. No, actually, usually when I start up my live streams, I usually have my static image while I wait for people to come in. Then you'll see the intro roll in, and bang, you'll see me. Hey, thanks, Steve. Thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate it, even if it's for a minute. Hey, a minute with you guys is better than no minute at all. Oh, you're quite welcome, X-Ray Zulu. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you want, you know, anyone wants to be tagged in a, well, an air tag, I guess. The next time I do a tag, let me know. You know, depending on what the tag is, maybe I can tag you in it, especially if it applies to you. Okay, Yankees Outdoor Adventures, thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. Hello, old school with a modern twist. How are you doing? Hopefully everyone's doing alright. Hey, it's emergency vehicles, trains... Wait, let me say that. Emergency vehicles slash trains slash aircrafts. How's it going? Hopefully everyone's doing okay. Hopefully it's warmer where you guys are. There's still snow in Canada. Some places have it lucky, they have less snow. And some places, unfortunately, still have snow. Thank goodness it's only like a foot. Or a foot or less. I mean, unless it's in certain spots. Then it might be a little bit more. Well, I guess I'll show off something just for the hell of it. But, something I kind of stained this a bright yellow color. A piece of pie. Some bright yellow. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. Probably make a handle or something like that. I don't know. Been thinking of actually adding some red to this, but I'll actually have to get the dye. But in the meantime, it's a bright yellow color. Here's from the same piece, so you can see the difference. Normal, and well, bright yellow. I'm hoping to get it a little bit brighter, you know, bright like sunshine. But I'll have to wait. Actually, since I'm waiting for a little bit, I guess I could dye it a little bit more. Wouldn't hurt. Shake it up. Alright. Hello, Queen Bee. Alright, I'll catch you later. Emergency vehicle slash train slash aircrafts. I guess I'll see you later since you're saying bye. So, hopefully everyone's doing good. Hopefully everyone's nice and warm. You guys must be warmer here than where I am right now. I think it's like what? I don't think I have anyone from the US in here. So, because I think all you guys are in other parts of the country. Well, other parts of the world. So, right now it's like -4, -5 out right now. And there is wind chill because there is wind outside. And apparently here, let's see, it's Thursday morning-ish for most here in North America. Tomorrow, which would be Friday, tomorrow night, Saturday morning, we're supposed to be breaking a record low. Yeah, I know. We're breaking record lows here in March. Typical Canadian winter. It's always cold till at least like mid-April. Hopefully it won't be like last year. Snow in the middle of April again. Ugh, that was awful. No, this is not my first live stream, Queen Bee. This might be my 21st live stream, but it's not my first live stream. Just kidding. But I have done live streams before. Actually, I just realized I don't... Oops. I took that off earlier. I guess I should have added that right about... There. Yep, there we go. I knew I forgot something. I knew my screen was looking all blank. I forgot to put my banner at the top. Silly me. Always forgetting about that. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Well, once you do, maybe I'll be the first one to drop in. Especially if you do it at this time. Or whatever. But I guess you can always schedule a live stream. Or schedule an event. I don't do that. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't schedule a live event. You figure I would get more people, but whatever. I like to go random sometimes, because it doesn't matter when you live stream, because you're never gonna get everyone. Because everyone lives, well, there's 24 time zones or whatever the amount is, right? Yeah, 24 time zones, so you're never gonna get everyone at once. So better just to come at different times, anyways. Because right now it's early in the morning here in North America. But no, it's already afternoon-ish in Europe. And obviously, if you live more and more east, it's later and later. So, let's get some stuff here. Let's have some fun. And there's nothing wrong with not being a planner. To a certain degree, of course. I mean, sometimes being spontaneous, you know, you're kind of living for the moment, just winging it. Now, honestly, there's benefits to planning something, at least a little, you know. It's nice to be able to think on your feet, but sometimes, you know, a little bit of planning can go a long way. Like, even a little bit. Even though I kind of decided to do this live stream, I kind of have a plan in mind, and hopefully I can follow it along. And let's roll into it. So what is CR doing, eh? Well, actually, I guess before I start, I want to say special thanks to everyone's that been participating in my tag that I kind of put out there. The oldest, smallest, and the least used or liked knife tag, which I've actually made a playlist, so everyone can go check out the playlist, and I've added people that are doing the tag, so you know, you can check out what everyone else has been showing off and demoing. And hopefully, if you haven't done it already, or if you're in the process of doing the tag, if you want to do the paper wood test demo too, that'd be cool. Now that I got that out of the way, what else have I been up to? A little bit of this and that. Let's see. The sharpeners I have. Ooh, look at the sharpener even has a mirror on it. Oh yeah, this one right here. This one right here. Even has a mirror on it. Ooh, a shiny mirror. And why? Because I can. Let's see if I can do this. Trying to see if I can reflect some light, or you would notice it, but I guess not. Now, these sharpeners are, well, this one's more common, this type. This is a Hansen Sharper. Oops. I guess it would help if I put it the right way. Okay, Hansen Sharper. I actually saw this from another one of my subscribers. Actually, who did I? Well, I'm seeing it from other people, but I finally got one from a friend. My friend graciously donated this one to me. I actually went and bought this one. I've actually seen this at the dollar store now, but you have to actually get it with the pencils too, which it's cheaper than where I was getting it at a bigger kind of box store chain or home improvement type of store, but you have to get the pencils too, which if you want the pencils, I guess it's a good deal, but if you don't, well, it's still a good deal. Exactly. Exactly, Queen Bee. Everyone always needs a mirror. Here, let me turn on the light here. See if I can. Yeah. See if I can reflect some light here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not really noticing it. I guess if it was sunny, well, in daytime, I guess I could do it, but also it's not right now. It's still nighttime. Sun's not up for a couple more hours still. Oh, so. Well, I know one thing's for sure, these ones are a lot wider. So if you're making tinder of some sort, of course now I don't have a proper, well, now I don't have, well, I'm not gonna use this stick because I'm actually using it, but, you know, you get that, everyone gets the idea. As far as I know, these ones have a thing that goes inside. When I saw these, I wasn't even sure at first. I actually asked the person, oh, can you pop these out? They're like, no. You know, and I'm just like trying in store before I buy it. Because I wanted to try it out before I left the store. Or before I spent money. I was like, can I pop it out? I'm like, yes, I can pop it out. And I went to go buy it. And I actually added some red electrical tape around it, just, I don't know, just for the hell of it. And what I've done is I used some old pair of jeans, well, denim, I guess, and kind of made lanyards for them. Why? Because, well, I don't know, just, I guess because if I use it for a fire kit or put it with a fire kit, I guess, you know, I got coloring material, I guess. And I basically have it as the arbor knot or the Canadian jam knot, as you can see. So I can hook it around stuff, hook it on my belt, or whatever, you know. Maybe even hook it up to a blade, I guess, if I wanted to. Yeah, well, I probably should have did Boy Scouts, but Doesn't matter when you learn it, as long as you learn it eventually. I mean, no expert, just that guy that creates, and you know, I'm learning it as I do it by actually trying it, and not just reading about it in a book and saying I know this because I saw it in a book. Now gotta go out there, get that dirt time, do it for myself, you know, touch it, smell it, listen to it, taste it, and see it. Right? That's how you really learn. Anyone can go out and read a book. Anyone can read text online. Anyone can watch a video, but it takes something more to actually do it in the real world with your own hands and actually experience it. So yeah, like I was saying, I put this denim I guess I kind of used it like cordage. It just happens to kind of fit the holes in them. Now this one, besides the mirror, I've also added a red reflector on it. Why? Because, I don't know, because I just did. Even though it's a bright yellow color, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't lose this, but, you know, then again, why would I put a mirror? Just because, you know, it's just because I can. Ooh, nice and shiny. Trying to see if I can focus it somewhere. Nah, can't see it on video, but unfortunately this kind I cannot do it because there's no flat spot to put it. But I can still put the denim kind of loop or hook or whatever. I have no idea. Must be taking a break. But I figure I might as well come on. Get some more time. Check out what's up with you guys. Show off a few more things. You know. Because everyone's always wondering what I'm creating. Well, I'm always creating something. Most of the time. Maybe not 100% of the time. But, you know, a good 80-90% of the time I'm creating something. I do have my down times, obviously. I'm not always creating, but virtually I try to create as much as I can. And use that time that I have. Oh, no. Of course, X-rays, I'm not saying like reading text and reading a book isn't valuable. But sometimes it doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it for me. Especially with, let's say, certain things, wild edibles. It's because a book you only see two-dimensionally. Where in the real world you're seeing three-dimensionally, you're smelling it, like smelling pine sap, for example, smelling fat wood, touching something and seeing something. Well, I guess hearing the birds, hearing nature, seeing animal tracks in three dimension, not just a picture. I mean, like a picture can do a lot, but you know, it's not, you know, you don't see it in front of you like in the snow or something like that. You know, like tracks in the snow. So yeah, these I have not committed these anymore yet, but I've been thinking about it. Now, I do have our pencil sharpeners, but they are not Carpenter pencil sharpeners, so they're not as wide. And these ones I've used for quite a bit of time now. As far as I know, I've used pencil sharpeners for a little bit of quite a bit. Not probably not as long as some other people, but I've never heard of anyone needing to sharpen their blade in their pencil sharpener. So anyone out there, either on the side chat or listening to this afterwards, have you ever used a pencil sharpener enough that you actually had to sharpen the blade on the pencil sharpener? Because I've never. So, just asking. So I guess I'll show something else here. Now, I'm not really gone into this like heavily, just only learning about it, and I decided, as much as I can watch a video or whatever, just jump right in. So I decided to try my hand, which will eventually, I'll try my hand on flint knapping, but I decided to do something easier first, which is bone. Now this is kind of small, like really small, really really small, but I kind of, well, I guess for made a point, an arrowhead. Now this is made from bone. It's not the best bone to use, I guess, but of course I'm just learning about it and by experiencing it, by actually doing it, so, you know, it doesn't have to be, per se, the best material. The idea is to learn about it by doing it. So when I actually do have the proper materials, the right materials, better materials to use, I'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta do this first, and stuff, such and such. I mean, I guess it looks nice, but it could be bigger, let's just say. I wish I had a bigger bone. So I notched out a piece of stick here. Now, obviously, this is not long enough for any reason, but just like I said, I'm practicing. Of course, I would lash that. Probably put my pine pitch glue or something like that around it just to reinforce it so it holds still. But not bad for kind of my kind of first attempt. Oh, that's awesome, X-ray glue. Yeah, you were mentioning that on your video. Well, the tag. It's actually nice to kind of watch it and kind of know a little bit more about you. I think that's why I like some of these some of these tag videos, because you get to know more about a person. Hello, Hidden Harvest. What's up, man? Okay, bug out here, channel change up. Okay. Uh, Not exactly sure what you mean by that. That can mean a lot of things to me. So, if you want to specify a little bit more what you mean, elaborate a little bit more, that'd be nice. As I'm not totally understanding it. But hey, what's up? That's great. You guys are having a smiley good time. Yay! Okay, okay, then that's all you had to say. I didn't go into the channel yet. So this is Hidden Harvest is formerly Bug Out Brad. I didn't realize you changed it. Of course, I wouldn't realize. Okay. Okay. I guess I guess I didn't know. Sometimes I can't tell. Everyone's been changing their channel names. Everyone's been changing their names lately. Yet, you know, I think when I chose this name, I knew I was gonna stick with it. I will never give up the creation process. Let's just say, because CR is always in creation mode, at least 80–90% of the time. You should just keep that name, Queen Bee. I don't know why, it has a nice ring to it. Don't know why. I don't know. Whatever it is, right? Whatever will be, will be. Hold on once. I guess I'll show off something else while I'm at it. I recently acquired, I guess it's a reflector, but basically it's one of those, how do I explain it? It's basically like one of those clear reflectors you would see on like a bicycle, very similar. And basically it's got another side to it, and of course another mirror. And why, I don't know. Basically it's just a triangle. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this. I was thinking of hanging it or something like that, or I don't know, maybe I'll put it with a bag. Now, one of the things I was considering is because it's a triangle, and now a triangle is one of those. It's one of those kind of shapes that you see or even hear about. There's from, um, for signaling purpose, I guess, you know, if you're using fire, it would be 3 fires in a triangle. Yeah. Or the fire triangle, right? Heat, oxygen, and the fuel equals fire. Take one of those out, you know, and it collapses. But what I was thinking is taking this triangle and adding some reflectors along the side that are different from this color, so it stands out more. So maybe something like okay, I guess I don't really have that, but I was thinking of using those really bright yellow type of reflectors, so something like there we go. So something similar to this, but obviously slimmer. And I was thinking of actually putting it on the edges. So you would see this bright triangle, I guess. And where I'm gonna put it, I have no idea. You know, like, so anyone got any ideas? Because I was actually thinking maybe I could hang it over like a tent shelter, I guess, right? Be like, hey, here's my tent, here's my marker, or something like that. Maybe spray it with some sort of clear gloss or polish to kind of reinforce it against sunlight, UV light, so it's more resistant to rain. I don't know. Okay, Queen Bee, I get the point. For lipstick. Well, I guess if I'm with a nice lady friend, I guess I'll have a mirror with me. Maybe that's why I keep looking for a mirror. Hmm. Actually, Queen Bee, for a guy, for a straight guy, maybe like point that out. For a straight guy, I kind of play with mirrors quite a bit. So, no joke, no joke, no joke. Like my female friends will actually give me a compact. They know I will use it. I change it so it's less feminine. It's more masculine, but you know, like for example, there's a mirror right here. Woo! See, see. So here's a mirror right here. This actually came from a compact, which is kind of, I've noticed that some of these compacts all actually have like the mirror will be there, but there's a backing, a sticky backing, then like something else, like a piece of metal like this. And basically, I pumped out the mirror. Now, when you're pumping out the mirror from a compact, you gotta be very careful. You don't, well, you're trying not to break it, right? So when you pry it, you gotta pry and get the adhesive to let go of the mirror. So you gotta be evenly prying it, trying to pump it out. And sometimes some of them have like a backing like this, which you could use, or which I've seen is what's that called? Queen Bee probably knows what it's called. What foundation powder? But you know, I've seen it where there'll be a mirror, and then it'll be like this. So a mirror and like the powder foundation, and it happens to be the same size, and voila, I get this, and I can use this. Of course, everyone knows what you can use a mirror for. You know, if you got something on your face, on your back, or whatever, you can check the back of your leg. You know, especially if, like, let's say ticks, uh, some sort of bite or whatever, cuts, bruising, your face, just, you know, maybe you got something in your eye or something. And of course, signaling with light in the sun. Exactly, X-rays, just like how I said. Yeah, see, I was right. Foundation. And why? How do I know that? Is because I had to take apart a compact. And why did I take apart a compact? Because I like mirrors. And why do I like mirrors? Because I do. Actually, there's one time that I actually, well, obviously I can't do it right now because it's still dark out, but I've actually taken reflected sunlight like 2 times, bounced it into a garage for solar ignition. Now I do not have the video for that because I kind of deleted the wrong file by accident when I was doing it, but I have tried that, but that's just more for fun. Okay. A hook on the Victorinox. Oh, look at that. I just happen to have the recruit with me, like, of course, but I'm not sure what. I've seen other people do it with, like, they'll stick the knife in the ground or whatever, and they'll have something sticking out. Or something like that. Well, I keep. I think this is called a badge clip, and I guess a really big kind of close pin or safety pin, but whatever it's called. That's what I keep with mine, because it gives me the option to clip it onto like that. So, or I guess this would be a neck knife. Just kidding. Also, it's not a neck knife. Although I guess it's around my neck and it's clipped. I don't know. And the pin. So even if I can't clip it onto myself, let's say I got a zipper, I can put it on the zipper and it'll just dangle there. I just kind of prefer this now because it gives me options on, you know, I could put it somewhere, clip it onto me, so it's not only would it be in my pocket, but it's clipped into my pocket. So even if something happened or whatever, less likely for it to come out because it's not only in my pocket, but it's clipped in my pocket. So both would have to give out. I would have to be tipped upside down, and the blade would have to be pulled out for me to lose it. I mean, if it was really serious, I could just open up the pin and pin it in. And that would be very difficult to lose. I would notice really, my shirt's ripping, I think my knife's coming out. Or something like that. Yo, it's Big Steve E.T. E.N.T. What's up, man? And welcome. And thank you for dropping by. So I noticed that Big Steve, you went for your test, went for a little bit longer than 5 minutes, hey? I just noticed that lately. Everyone's doing a YouTube test, which happens to turn into from 5 minutes to like an hour. It's really easy for these live streams to go for a long time, you know, because it's just like easy to communicate. You guys are typing, I'm talking. You know, I guess if I start to have a panel on the bottom, it'd be more interactive and stuff like that. So hey, thanks X-rays too. No, Queen Bee, I was just talking about when people test their stream. You know, maybe it's the first time they live stream. I've noticed that. Because people will do that a lot. I've noticed. Especially it's their first time streaming, live streaming on YouTube. They'll be like, let's run a test video, and this test video just goes on from there. Next hour, even though it's only supposed to be a test video that's like 10 minutes. I've noticed that. It always happens. Because people drop in, then you don't want to say bye yet, and people drop in on your way when you're saying bye, so you stay a little bit longer, and oh, another 5 minutes turns into another 50 minutes really easily. It's really easy to keep these live streams going and going. And hello, Valerie. Welcome. I don't even know how you managed to put Y in there. But, whatever. Hi. Don't you hate when someone flicks you? Yeah, I'm used to it. I guess if people come back, and I guess that's always good. Alright, so, where was I? So yeah, I guess I was talking about this Victorinox. Swedish, obviously. Now, unfortunately, there will never be a review on this for me, because I actually acquired this for free. Yes, I've acquired this for free because I helped someone move some stuff, so, and I don't mind it. You know, tweezers, standard blades, stuff like that. I've actually tried. One thing I noticed that they actually have pretty good can openers on these. I've actually tried opening cans with these. It's pretty easy. I kind of like these are easier to use than those P38s that I find. I don't know, maybe it's the leverage because it's longer. I don't know. Good morning, Columbia fan. What's up? So let's see, where was I? Wait, can't show that. I keep forgetting. I haven't released that video yet. I was about to say something, but you'll have to wait because it's not ready yet. Let me have a quick sip of my coffee. Jeez. I've actually had this cup since I was like a teenager, so it's quite old. But even though it's kind of childish, I mean, it reminds me of someone that I used to know, so that's why I keep it for sentimental value. It reminds me of the person that I spent time with. Let's see what's up. Oh, thanks, Queen Bee. You are awesome. I can't pick up a word. Awesome's good enough, right? Yeah, awesome's good enough. I'm glad Queen Bee remembers that I like coffee. Oh, speaking of which, I should pour me a new cup. My cup's almost empty. Hold on a sec. I'm glad I brought the thermos. Alright, I got my refill of coffee. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Whew. It's starting to get warm. I know people always ask me in the last little bit, why do I wear a hat inside? It's actually because it's still cold here in Canada. I mean, if it was spring, summer, even like early fall, you'd see me wear a hat instead. Well, I had two, but you know, normal kind of baseball. I had it like that. See what you guys are talking about here. Let's see here. Victorinox can open a small spectrum if it's in some policies. Each tool has multiple uses and its potential. If one can see it, it's a way genius kit. Oh yeah. Yeah, X-rays, I mean, like, it's like one of those things when you have it, it's like, you're like, how did I ever live without it? I do have another one that's red, but it's in a different bag. The one I just showed is more the one I usually carry with me. And I do believe that their one also has the pin in the bulldog, not bulldog, badge clip. And like I said, it's I like those because it's easy for me to hook it onto. I can hook it onto a bag, hook it onto a zipper, hook it on to whatever, clip it on. So gives me that extra safety net, I guess. So it's harder for me to lose it. Whew, you guys are writing so fast here. Alright. Oh, you're drinking coffee too, Columbia? Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for all the love hearts. Woo! Love hearts. Hello, iPod. Hello, first time on your live stream, been sub for a while, though. Alright. Although I don't remember the name, and I usually remember channels. Unless for some reason you've changed your channel and your icon recently, then that's way different. Because I've noticed that people have been changing their names and their icons. But, you know, whatever. It's your channel, you can do whatever you want. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen X-rays. You have quite a few videos on the Victorinox. Of course, I have actually her multi-tools too. Yeah. Even right. I mean, like, even right beside me, I got a Gerber multi-tool right here, one of the older ones. This is a little bit heavy. I used to actually carry this more frequently, but I guess what happens is you acquire something new later or more useful, you tend to carry it over something heavier, less useful. So now I just keep this at home. It's one of those things, if I need pliers at home or whatever, I'll use something like this. God bless the Canadian land and everywhere else too. I'm just kidding, but of course everyone knows I'm Canadian. I gotta promote the Canadianness, promote the snow, even though it should be spring. You know, there's still snow, even though there should be grass already, green grass, but no. I probably spelled that wrong. Pretty sure my French is pretty rusty. Let's see. Besides saying bonjour. Yes, Queen Bee, that must be the reason. That must be the reason. Because if I wasn't Canadian, I guess I wouldn't be nice. Oh wait, I'm nice, so I guess I am Canadian. Yeah, never mind. Alright, so anyways, I guess I'll keep going on here. Now, I guess, since it's right next to me, I've shown this before, a while back, and I guess I'll try to remember to end screen or link up a video later after the live stream's done, but I've shown this before with tape. But basically, this is later tape. Now, again, no expert on survival, but when you experience something and it doesn't work, well, you've experienced it. You know, maybe it's one time, maybe it's a few times, but I've noticed that I've noticed because I used to use wax paper for tape, and you know, it failed on me when I needed a bandage, because I cut this finger right here on the back side, and you know, I'm out and about. You know, I'm like, oh, my bandage is coming undone because I'm starting to sweat. It's kind of getting loose. I decided to go change it, you know, add some tape on. That tape was on wax paper, and it actually, because for some reason, either because of the pressure of where I was storing it, like it was compressed, or the heat of my pocket, or the heat of the day or whatever, for some reason, the stickiness and the wax paper stuck together. So basically when I went to go unpeel it, the paper separated. So basically I had the paper part and the tape, but it wasn't sticky anymore. And hence I stopped using wax paper for tape. I will never go back to wax paper for tape anymore. Not after that. Like, now luckily I had, you know, air bandages that I could use, so it wasn't so bad, but basically I had to ditch all that tape because it was all useless to me, because I can use the tape part because there was no stickiness left. But basically, in the short story behind that is I've gone towards kind of vinyl to store tape. Much easier. Comes off, like, look how easy that is to come off. Of course, this is grill tape, so, but look, oh, look at that, it comes off so easily. Hence why I use layer tape, especially if I don't need continuous amount of tape. I find it works. Sorry about that. Just checking on some messages. People have been messaging me and I'm getting notifications. So I'm just checking, just making sure it's not important or anything like that. Or maybe I'm getting a sub, I don't know. Alright, let's see. Okay. Huh. Huh. Let's see. Okay. Well, I never knew where anyone lived, so this was all new to me. Alright. So, now everyone's familiar with aluminum foil, tin foil, however you want to call it, foil. Of course, it comes in sheets and stuff like that. Well, what I've started to do is actually, especially if I don't have a water container or a way to boil, I'll actually preset, or in this case, pre-make a cup. So this is an organic cup, of course. So let's see. So I guess I could pour my coffee in here if I wanted to. But one thing I've actually started to do is not only am I making the cup beforehand, which means I'm saving time, So if I gotta use it, it's already ready to go, so I don't have to spend time folding it. I can set up the fire right away and start boiling the water. I don't have to fuss or muss with making a cup. But not only have I made the cup, I do believe, yes, this one, it's double layered. So it's not just a single layer of foil, it's a double layer. Especially if I get the space for it. That way, it's a little bit more durable. Even if I slightly rip the outside or whatever, it'll hopefully give me a contingency or a backup layer, I guess, of foil, so it doesn't, my water doesn't spill out, or coffee I'm trying to heat up spill out into my fire, I guess, and put out my fire. And then, you know, I just fold it up like this, stick it into, you know, a tin or down a sheaf, or, you know, wherever I can put this. And if I don't use it for a cup, obviously I can still use it for other stuff. Just because it's already in a cup doesn't necessarily mean I have to use it as a cup. I just put it in a cup, so it's already ready to go when I need to use it for a cup. So I don't have to waste that time trying to fold it. Especially if time is the essence. Just give me 1 sec here. Just checking up on something real quick here. Alright, anyways. If you guys want to take just a short break from your conversation on the side chat here, I'm opening it up next 15 minutes, I guess, for a little bit here. If you guys have any questions towards me, not no specific personal questions, but maybe survival related, crafting, creation type of questions, let's just say. I will leave it open for the next little bit, for the next 15 minutes. So basically till the top or the bottom of the hour, depending where you are in the world. So while you guys kind of think about that for a little bit, I'm gonna grab something else. You know what? I've never made a canoe. I mean, I've seen videos on it, but honestly, it's way more complicated than just watching a video. Because a lot of the time, the videos, you don't see certain angles. And of course, making it from scratch is different, you know. I don't think it would be that hard, but I've never done it, so obviously, first time doing something is actually going to be hard, or harder than it seems, because it's the first time, because you don't know what you're expecting. You never not acquired, but came across the problems before, so since it's the first time, you know, it's going to be harder. I think in a few days I could do it, but I highly doubt I would be able to do that on the first day. Now, without prior knowledge or prior experience of it, I don't think it'd be possible. In a desperate situation, maybe 2 or 3 days. I don't think I would be able to do that in one day. Especially like to the point where it's actually safe and actually floats and actually keeps me above the water. Because obviously a canoe you don't want to sink, because that'd be bad. Sometimes on the show on Discovery Channel's Naked and Afraid, I've seen some of the episodes. I've seen some video on demand of it. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like pretty lit. Sometimes it's good, and then sometimes I'm just like, like obviously, unless you're really there, you don't know exactly how it is. Because anyone out there we can all watch it and be like, oh, it's easier than it's easy. Well, I could do better than that. Well, yeah, maybe for certain parts, but you're also not suffering from dehydration or haven't been eating regularly, right? I mean, like just looking at it, you'll be like, I can do that much better. Yeah, because you're fresh. On this show, I mean, like the participants are not eating as well as they usually would, and they're still expending a lot of energy or calories, and they're not replenishing it. So, it's harder than it seems. Let's just say. What kind of food would I put in a bug out bag, a bob? To be honest, you want probably something that you don't have to cook. Because if you don't have to cook, it means you don't have to heat up water or start a fire, which means you'll save time. Especially if you're trying to make the distance from point A to point B. Let's see. So pretty much, ready to eat stuff is probably more ideal. So I mean, I'm still working on that for myself. Because ideally, you probably want high density type of foods, right? That give you a lot for the space and for the weight. I think I'm trying to remember I think there's a calories per gram or per ounce, some sort of formula or whatever. And the higher the higher the number is, the more dense the food is in terms of calories. But that doesn't take into consideration like protein, fats, carbohydrates, sugars, fiber, minerals, vitamins, and all that other stuff that should be factored into. I mean, there's probably like higher, longer lasting food like those ration type of things, which I've never had yet. But basically, they're more sweet. I mean, they'll get you by for a day or so. You might not like them so much after eating them for like a couple days, but it'll keep you alive enough, or at least enough so you can acquire our food in different ways. Hunting, trapping, and all that stuff, fishing. Tuna, I guess they got that you can get tuna that's not in a can. I know people tend to avoid cans just because of the weight, but some are not so bad. I guess I have one right here too. Let's see. Here it is. See? I got one right here. And this is only 85 grams, which is whatever it is in ounces. Let's see here. You can see right here. 160 calories. Let's see. For 65 grams, it's 10 grams of fats, 6 grams of carbohydrates, and 10 grams of protein. It's got vitamin A, and vitamin A is supposed to be good for eyesight, I guess. And of course, calcium, iron, of course, sodium. I mean, this wouldn't be so bad. It's not too heavy, and at least you're getting actual protein. Because the thing is, you guys still have, the body still needs complete protein. Now, people that go on vegetarian diets, they have, what's the word I'm looking for? Complementary proteins. And now the most familiar type of complementary protein that everyone knows about is rice and beans. But there is other ones, and I'm trying to learn more of them. That way I don't actually always have to have rice and beans if complete proteins are not available or I cannot acquire it from the land. Well, have a look around. Well, they also say the best time to go to the supermarket is actually after you eat. Because when you don't eat before you go to the supermarket, you're always prone to buying food that looks good because you're like hungry. What to say, I try not to go to the grocery store to buy groceries on an empty stomach. Because you tend to buy more, you know, J food. Or buying it because, oh, it looks so delicious. When you probably really should be buying more staples, like, you know, let's say breads, maybe milk products, milk and dairy products, fruits and vegetables, meat and meat byproducts, stuff like that. Versus, you know, that J food. Just give me 1 second, I'm just checking up on something here. Alright. Let me put this can away here. Have a little sip of my coffee here. Alright. Just give me one sec here. Just checking up on my notifications right here. Making sure nothing important's coming in. Oh, okay. Alright. Yes, you're so right, Val. It's so tempting to buy the J food when you're hungry. That's why I try not to go buy food on an empty stomach. Because they're more prone to wanting to buy that, you know, snack food, you know. Oh, you know, on the way home, right? You know, I'm walking home, I'm gonna need energy, you know, I'll buy this small little bag of peanuts. When you probably should be saving that money for, like, bread, for example. So I guess I'll show off this. Now, this is probably not ideal, and I still have to play around with this. But I basically try my hand on making an awl. Now this is a bone right here. It's kind of pointy. I've kind of refined the edge on it, I guess. And the bone goes down to like that far down, so it's not terribly long, but it's not terribly short. It's not too skinny. So let's see. I should have something right here that I could show this with. Of course. Right when I want to show it, there's nothing around. Go figure. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I got a piece of denim right here. Now, obviously this ain't like leather, but it's still thick enough. And here we go. So I just made a hole through this denim. I know it's not perfect, but I guess I can make a hole, at least in like material like this. Also, this is just bone, so I'm not gonna be able to punch a hole through a piece of a can, for example, but I can make a hole through, let's say, cardboard, denim, materials like that. And not only that, it's actually stained in a bright yellow color. And why? Because I'm trying it out. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Val. Right? You know, you make that. Oh, and then eat it on the way home. It's like, it's like, it's like buying that drink on the way home. It's hot out, right? Oh, and then need that cold drink on the way home. I mean, like, yeah, sometimes it is. You know, you go buy that soft drink, for example, and you're like, yeah, I'll have it on the way home. Although I tend to drink more coffee than soft drinks. Especially in winter. In the summer, you know, I drink more. You know, I might have my one coffee in the morning or later in the evening, but during the day, it's too hot to drink hot coffee. So, you know, I'm drinking cold drinks. Or at least water. Queen Bee, it is not time for sunrise yet. Let's just say that. I'm still waiting for it. It'll be a couple hours still. Now remember, I live in Western Canada, so I'm pretty much like the last people to see the sun come up. Or at least one of many. Oh, look at that surprise right there. I guess it was meant to be, right? Let's just say it like that. Enough said. It was meant to be. Oh, sad face. I only have one person in right now, as far as I know. It's okay. It's okay. I can buy some time until someone else comes in. What you writing there about? Yes, it is good at school now because we have a cafe, so I have a free coffee whenever I want since I work in there. Isn't that awesome when you work in the cafeteria? There's something about that. And woohoo! Free coffee! Wow! Woohoo! Well, at least it won't be time for school, right? You know, if you got that exam for the day, you'll be like, yeah, coffee. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, but the thing is, as you get older, Val, everyone just wants their own coffee. You get used to making your own coffee. Or at least I do anyways. I remember making coffee with, you know, without the use of a coffee maker and without the use of a percolator. I think I had to use, like, what's that called? A strainer or a sipper, where you would, how you would sift flour to kind of get rid of the lumps. I would use that, something like that, to make coffee. I had to use two, but, when those times when I don't have a percolator, no coffee maker, not even coffee filters, but for some reason I have a sipper too. I'll make coffee like that. Pour the hot water, boiling water, and just kind of filter out the grounds out with the sipper. Or, yeah, sipper. It works. Not really fast, but it'll work. I've had to do that before. I think there was this one time when I was making coffee out on a campground. Like there was barely anyone awake, like groups of people, I guess. So, well, let's just say my one friend's, I guess sister-in-law, I guess. Yeah. She was making coffee and she's like, "Oh, do you want one?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." No coffee filters, no sipper. I think she used this a piece of a cloth or whatever. She tied the top and kind of made improvised coffee filter. Not the greatest coffee in the world, but at that time in the morning, I was like, yeah, that's good coffee. Because any coffee, when you need the coffee, is good coffee. Yeah. Oh, wow. You're probably like getting hyped up on coffee. I know sometimes I can, lack of a better word, overdo it on coffee. I know because my stomach gets unsettled or something like that. That's when I know tone it down. But of course I can actually fall asleep to coffee too, which is funny. So I guess it is what it is. Just checking up on some messages right now. Just refreshing and seeing what's up. Whew. Can't believe I'm more. 90 minutes goes by fast when you're live streaming. I could have sworn I've only been here for like 15 minutes. But it's already been 90 minutes. Time goes fast. Okay, I see Val. I mean, it depends what I'm doing. I guess I'm so used to it now that, you know, I don't, you know, not right before bed, but, you know, a couple hours, I can still do it. But usually it's only like half a cup or a quarter of a cup. Usually it's not a full cup. Or after like 2 or 3 cups, no, I can't quite fall asleep like that. But, you know, maybe if I have a quarter or half a cup, yeah, I could still fall asleep. Especially if I've been doing stuff beforehand, or if I was quite active beforehand, I'll be like, no, I've already burnt through the coffee. So, I don't feel the effects of the caffeine anymore, of staying awake. Wow, that's very specific. 1.5 teaspoons of coffee and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Okay. Oh, you're talking about whitener? I'm assuming you're talking about whitener or milk, and not specifically 1.5 teaspoons of actual coffee. Pretty sure that's what you mean. Pretty sure. I can have it black at times, depending on what I'm doing, but I tend to have it with 2 and 2. I mean, I've had my coffee in different ways before. It's I mean, like, I don't mind my coffee with like certain things. I've tried it with Ensure before. Actually, it's pretty good. Depending on the coffee, I don't mind the vanilla Ensure, because it kind of tastes like French vanilla to a certain degree. I remember having that before. It was so good. I miss that. But usually if I'm out, you know, it's 2 and 2, double. Yeah. Yeah, well, I am Canadian, so honestly, I don't mind my doubles. You know, sometimes I'll have tea too. I don't mind it. Usually, you know, it's not always caffeinated tea, but maybe it's a fruity type of tea, green tea. I do like green tea though. I mean, some of those blends are not so bad too. I mean, there's a lot of different teas, but basically, I like green tea. But that's just me. Whew. All that talk about coffee makes me want more and tea. Oh yeah. Oh. All right. Now for the next 20 minutes here, I'm gonna take questions till the bottom or the top of the hour, give or take. Yeah, till the bottom or the top of the hour, depending where you are. About next 20 minutes, I'm gonna take questions about shelter. Yes, shelter. So that includes cover, if you're familiar with it. So something, the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. This could be for camping. This could be at home. Uh, Maybe it's colder out, rainy, whatever. Any questions like that. I mean, here in Canada, I get to deal with, you know, not extreme heat. You know, it only gets to like plus 34. That's 90. 394 Fahrenheit, give or take, whatever. And then, it gets as low as, let's say, it can get as low as minus 22 Fahrenheit, minus 30 Celsius. In the wind, if it's strong, Arctic wind chill, minus 40, which is the same in Fahrenheit or in Celsius. And it rains here. And there's pouring rain. And sometimes there's the occasional hail, drizzle, freezing rain. All sorts of precipitation. Oh yeah. Hot drinks in the winter. I've always, I always hear about that. Those when people say, "Oh, have hot drinks in the summer, have cold drinks in the winter." I don't know. I understand the rationale behind it, but it never worked for me. I don't know why. I think it's because, they say, "Oh, have hot drinks during the summer for it promotes sweating." Right? So you keep cool because you're sweating. Well, I would just drink something cool to keep me cool. But that's just me. However, whatever your opinion is about that is, you do what works for you. If it don't work for you, well, change it up. Try to find something that does work. Let's see what you got there. Say for a mini survival kit or budget survival kit, would you recommend buying a tarp? Oh, what would you recommend to buy for a tarp? You know what? It really, for mini survival kit or budget survival kit, shelter and cover, it really does depend on how big it is. Because shelter is one of those things that's hard to sometimes squeeze down to a minimal amount. I mean, for fire, you can go smaller later. I mean, water, if you got a water filter, you can go later. Stuff like that. Now, water itself has a given weight. Food, you can, if you don't have actual food, you got a fishing kit. First aid could be very basic, bandages, stuff like that. Maybe gauze, triangle bandage. But shelter is one of those things that's like, it tends to take up a lot of room. Especially if you want something more durable. Because usually, the more durable it is, usually it's heavier because it's thicker. So it's more puncture resistant. So, for, there's, depending on the time of year, and it's not gonna be the perfect way of doing it, I guess, but nothing wrong with having some trash bags, especially the contractor bags, which are, thicker, I guess. Maybe about 3 mils thick. And they're usually about, let's say, 4 feet tall, give or take. Those still take up some room though. I find, because when I put them in a bag or a backpack, it's just they still take up room. Now that's much smaller than, let's say, a 4x6 tarp, but a trash bag, a trash bag or a garbage bag gives you options for for using it for different ways. So it's not just for shelter per se. You can gather water with it, or make a poncho if you didn't have one, for example. So it's pouring out, right? You got a garbage bag, well, get it to work however you want to set it up, and at least it'll keep you dry. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with a garbage bag or a trash bag. It's, thicker, bigger, the better. And if you can, get two in there. Because you can stick two together. Let's say you have some tape or whatever you're using. So there's an opening on both sides of the bags. They're stuck together, and you can make something like a tube tent. I mean, for me, a lot of the bag, especially a lot of the bigger bags that I have, the kits I have, they're like a pouch size or bigger, or like a backpack size. And they all have at least one or two contractor type of bags inside. And I've actually tried out these bags before, so I kind of know how much they'll handle. Even right here. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, even right here. Here's the shelter kit, which I'll show off in a different video later on, but even this, I got at least one contractor bag in there. Now, these contractor bags are a little bit bigger than, well, and thicker than normal type of kitchen type of bags, so they're not, you're not to be able to squeeze them down that far, because they're still even this tall, and I tried. They still need a little bit of room, so you're never gonna be able to get them in a tin. But if you had like a pouch on the side, you probably could fit one in a backpack. Yeah, obviously you're not gonna be able to fit that in. Maybe lay them flat against your backpack, so it's like right behind you. So if you're wearing your backpack, right, it'd be like right against your back. And you put your usual stuff in there. Let's say for school purposes, you got your binders, books, or whatever you're carrying, laptop now, or tablet, I guess. And it gives you options. That's one thing I like about garbage bags. It gives you options. Like a tarp might be bigger, but garbage bags give you options, and it still provides you some cover, but you can use it for other reasons. For whatever reason, right? It could be, it's raining out, you got your laptop with you, and you don't want to get it wet, you slip that garbage bag around your laptop, at least it'll keep it dry. Because sometimes the shelter is not just only for yourself, but maybe for something you have on you or with you. So you might already have that rain jacket on you, but you're like, oh, it's pouring out, but you got your laptop. Well, you got that garbage bag with you, with that bag, and voila, you got something. Keep your laptop dry, your tablet dry. Actually, Val, that shelter kit is actually... I'll see if I can put it together. Well, not put it together, but bring it out a little bit sooner than yeah, maybe I'll bring it out sooner than I would have if I didn't show it, I guess. Let's see, I was thinking of getting a drop cloth for painter, a drop cloth for painters. Oh, a painter's drop cloth. Your dad said, got you a cheap one, $3, and you think it's pretty strong and big enough that could fold over. I have shown a different option for that, but it's more vinyl like it's gonna be heavier than a drop sheet, but it's thicker. It's vinyl. It's not. It's thicker. Let's just say, and basically, some people are familiar with these kind of table covers, right? Well, I've recently seen, well, not recently, but I've shown before, getting a tablecloth, but a vinyl tablecloth, and some of those are quite big. They're thicker than the drop sheet, but they're also heavier too, so that's also an option. Sorry about that. I had to get the door there. So, something like that's an option. Depending, balancing. Because the thing about shelter is you're gonna balance the weight. The heavier it is, usually the tougher it is, or more durable it is. But the lighter it is, usually it's thinner, not as thick, so it'll be less durable. But obviously it's gonna be lighter, so you might be able to, you'll be able to carry it for sure because it's light, but it might not be durable enough. So you gotta weigh the pros and cons. So I hope that helps, Val. So, and of course, try it out yourself. I mean, shelter is one of those things that it depends where you live, right? I know not everyone lives here in Canada, not everyone lives in the US, not everyone lives in Europe, not everyone, right? You might live in a climate that's warmer, colder, so your shelters should kind of, well, or depending on the season too, so it should reflect your environment or the climate that you live in right now for however long you've been there. So if it's colder, maybe you should have some more shelter. If it's hotter, maybe more shelter in terms of shade. Because the thing about a drop sheet, unless you cover it, the sun will still come through because it's clear, so it might get warm in there. Especially if you're underneath it, it's clear, the sun still doesn't come in. But that's not too hard to kind of make do, or you can make it better, so it works better for you. Let's see. I was trying to find a shower curtain, but I can't find one at a decent price I could afford. Yeah, it has. Thank you, CR. Oh, you're quite welcome, Val. Some of these shower curtains are thicker, but I think they don't have. You're never gonna find a really big size. Because usually there's probably a set size that it won't around that range where you'll find shower curtains. Because obviously you're never gonna find a shower curtain that's like 20 by 20 feet. You might be able to find a 4 by 6, 5 by 7, but you're never gonna get like a 12 by 12. But if you get two, I guess you can try to put it together. I mean, I've made a tube tent from a shower curtain. It's not too difficult, so it's possible, I guess. And I guess, as long as you trust the shower curtain enough, I mean, it is naturally kind of more resistant, waterproof to a certain degree, windproof to a certain degree. But of course, a drop sheet, garbage bag, contractor bag, tarps, shower curtain. They're not block the wind, block the water, but water vapor can't transmit through it. So, but that depends where you live. If it's warmer, hotter out, that's probably not as big of a deal. But if it's colder climate, you know, you might get issues with condensation and frost. But for you, Val, it shouldn't matter, because I know you live in a warmer climate, so it's good enough. You know what, Val? The bigger it is, the bigger your shelter can be. You have more material to work with. But remember, you also have to bring that in too. So, you know, I guess I mean, it depends how tall you are too, right? I mean, like if you're shorter, you don't need as much shelter because physically you're smaller. Let's say for a child, for example, in comparison to someone like that's 6'5". Obviously, someone 6'5" probably wants a little bit more to work with. Especially, let's say, if you're trying to make tube tent, A-frame, with a ridge line going across, something like that. Let's say, maybe for you, you know, 10 by 12, 12 by 12, I guess, you can get that. That would give you enough space underneath to provide shelter for you, maybe someone else, and your backpack or gear you're carrying with you. Now, if you're trying to be more lightweight, you know, you might go a little bit smaller. You'll have less shelter in terms of area, but it'll be lighter just because you're carrying less of it. But it really does depend. Oh, okay, so you're not that tall. Oh, you know, yeah, exactly. Go out and see for yourself. I mean, it depends how long you want to maintain that too. I mean, obviously, shelter is one of those things you can supplement with not only man-made materials, but natural materials that you can find in your own area, regardless of the area you live in. I mean, where you're using snow to make Quincy here in Canada or in Arctic areas, or let's say Siberia or whatever, down to using, you know, let's say grasses and leaves in different areas where it's wetter, where you want to get off the ground. So it doesn't, you know, so the ground's not conducting the heat away from you. You know, shelter is one of those things that really does depend. And it changes too. And it's not the same for everyone everywhere around the world. You know, some places get more rain, some places get more snow, some places get more heat, some get more wind, some places get more sun. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on. So I hope that helps you, Val. Those are really good questions. Definitely got me thinking about the shelter a little bit more too. So, that's awesome. Hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with going with people at times. Now, obviously, you gotta share stuff like food and water, but, and of course, you gotta share space, but when you go with people, they can help you set up shelter. gather firewood while you make the fire and stuff like that. So, you know, there's pros and cons with going with people and without people. I guess since you're going with 1 or 2 people, maybe something more than just 5x7. Or if you don't go that route, you can always get, let's say, 2 things that are like 5x7. Nothing wrong with that. You can always join them, and you know, you might not quite be the same as having like a bigger size 10x12, but it might give you more options. Hey, it's only things that I've tried. Obviously, you know, try it yourself. If the shelter is working for you, and you know it's handling what Mother Nature's throwing at it, you know, keep going with it, right? Because obviously it's working. If it's not working, you know, you gotta change it up. I mean, even let's say back last July, I was in a tent. Now, this is a special event that I go to, so it's more open in this area. But I was in the tent, and this is more of a not a major event, but right, you know, lots of people, let's say. But it's in an open area more, so there's not much trees around, and we had problems with a big windstorm. Lots of tents got destroyed. Even the tent I was in, unfortunately, I couldn't salvage that tent. The tent got flattened. Like basically, my cordage didn't break, my stakes didn't break. The tree, like they were like this thick sticks that I was using. That didn't break. What really broke was the tent. The poles in the tent. It was so windy up that time, and because we're in the middle of the open war, there's nothing blocking the wind, and basically it was just blowing against my tent, and I couldn't keep up the tent because the wind wasn't like one of those freak storms that's like so quick that comes in and out. The wind was actually consistently like, let's say, near around gale force type of speed. So let's say what, 50 kilometers an hour and whatnot, and however fast that is miles per hour. So, you know, I had to deal with that, and you know, unfortunately I lost that shelter, but you know, you gotta live my experience. Unfortunately, not everything goes the way you plan it. Hello, Bones and Kimberly's Yard. How's it going? What's up? Live long and prosper. How are you doing? And hello, Fallen Sam. Ah, I see. Hey, it's Oreo Kid. Hey, wait. You changed your name back. Hello, Oreo Kid. A big O for that. Just give me a sec. Just check it up on some messages here. Whew. Well, unfortunately, I guess I'm done missing someone else's live stream if I'm live streaming right now. Oh well. I guess that's how it goes. I guess if you're live streaming, someone else is bound to live stream at the same time. So, I do appreciate you guys dropping by and checking out the live stream and sticking in. Especially Val. Val's been keeping me company while I've been here, asking a few questions here and there. Alright. think it's time for another series of questions. It's gonna be an open questions about fire for, let's say, till the top of the hour for the next 25 minutes. Alright, so open questions about fire for the next 25 minutes or so. And they're all welcome, whatever it is. And I'll try to answer the best I can. So, where it be using flame sources, spark sources, solar, chemical fire, friction, blow drill, even a battery. You guys want to use the battery thing or whatever. So, or yeah, there we go. Now while you guys think about that, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Oh yeah. Let's turn on this light for a second. Jeez. Try to save some power. Ooh. So let's see. Oh yeah, no problem, Bones and Kimberly Yard. No problem. Have you recorded that? I'm trying to remember. If you haven't recorded it or I haven't seen it, then it won't be on the playlist I have for it yet. Now, if I have seen it, I'm pretty sure I would have added it to the playlist. I'm trying to remember it, if I saw it. Have you recorded that? Or put it up? And no, I don't. Oreo Kid, I did not do that yet. Yes. It's called propane. And my hot candles. Alright, Valve, thank you for dropping by. I'll see you around. Big peace out to Val there. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. Oh, and take care too. Oh, okay. You're welcome, Bones. And Kimberly's Yard. I wish, Ariel Kid, I wish it was like that. Oh, it's your full-time job. Oh, okay. I misunderstood that. Now that I see it a little bit better. Oh, you've been selling over 10 years now. I'm glad I read that right. Because I almost thought I saw the word snow in there. But I know I'm not seeing the word snow. I'm not sure why snow's on my mind. Oh yeah, because I live here in Canada, and it snowed there a day, and there's still snow outside. Let me... So, is it snowing there where you live, Oreo Kid? Or is it nice out east right now? Out in eastern Canada. I know it's been snowing out west here. Yes, I remember that. Remember? The first video I saw from you was a snow video. Of course I know how to cook. Learned how to cook since I was very young. Classes too. Well, at least in school. Nothing post-secondary like that. It's not like I'm in cooking school now or whatever, right? You know, I'm no professional that'll be on like the Food Network. Nothing quite like that, but I do like to cook. You know, just because I don't know what everything's called doesn't mean I don't know how to cook. You know, omelets, rice, pork chops, steak, potatoes, bacon, eggs, hash browns. So pretty much, you know, all that breakfast, lunch, and supper food. And I don't specifically have a cooking video. Although that might change. I'll see. We'll see if I decide to go into it more. We haven't seen the rain here yet. I'm still waiting for it. Sorry about that. I left my backpack on my chair. And it's kind of tiring standing around, so I had to move my chair, move my backpack so I can actually sit again. So yes, but I have cooked in the sun before. Several times actually. So well, eggs are one of my favorite things to cook in the sun. Not sure why. I guess, you know, eggs are pretty easy to cook. Regardless if I'm doing it with over an open fire, on the stove, in the microwave, or in the sun. I've cooked eggs pretty much every way you could, with every source of heat that you can make it with. And of course, you know, hard-boiled eggs, you know. I don't mind hard-boiled eggs, but just because, you know, I just boil the water and go from there. No fuss or muss. But it's not quite as tasty, I guess, as, let's say, not cooked, but it's not as great, I guess, as scramble, sunny side, or maybe omelet type of an egg type of dish. Yes, exactly. Alright, well, I am gonna take a short break here. Yes, I'm gonna take a short break here to actually make some coffee. So I will return with another live stream, I guess, might as well. I'm pretty sure I'll come back with another live stream. So I'll probably end this in the next couple minutes, so anyone wants to say your goodbyes, maybe a quick question, quick Q&A for the next 2 minutes. I load up everything else here. Okay, thank you, Oreo Kid, for dropping by. Cheerio. What did he say? Oh yeah, au revoir. See, my French is not great. Alright, well, give you enough time. So yes, I want to say special thanks for everyone that's been dropping by. Appreciate it. So it's time for my outro, like always. Now, as the world changes, so must oneself to reach a new level of skill and knowledge. One must practice. Now, a single person can't help everyone in this world, but one person can help someone in this world. And if you're watching right now, which I know you are, because I do see it, I will be back in a little bit, because I'm actually gonna make coffee and come back. So I will be back. So you gotta hold on, man. I know you're there. I see you, man. I see you, man. Of course. Alright? Look. I see you, man. So until the next video for me, which is hopefully gonna be soon, it's peace out from the guy that's always in creation mode. CR. And I'll catch you next time. And thanks for dropping by.